Hi, and welcome to The Bright Balloon, a podcast where I'm sharing bright ideas for your balloon business. My name is Sarah Meyer, and I'm a balloon business owner like you, and I love the creative side of what I do, but I really love the business side, which seems to be the part where most people struggle. So I'm here to help. Each week, I'm bringing you an episode full of bite-sized tips you can use to make improvements in your business. I want you to make more money, eliminate stress, and learn along with me as we grow our creative businesses together. Welcome to The Bright Balloon, presented by 17 Hats. Hello and welcome to another episode. Last week, we kicked off the second part of our summer interview series. So if you did not listen to the 4 interviews in June, they were great. You might want to head back and check those out. And then we are going to wrap up the summer with 4 interviews back to back in August. So last week we heard from Stephanie, who is a retail owner. And this week we are going to hear from Ryan, who is also a retail balloon shop owner. So Ryan Egan is the owner of Queen City Balloons. And we are chatting today about automating the sale of bouquets. And I was really excited about this interview because this is something I have been kind of dragging my feet on for a while. It's a very simple concept, but I just always get in my own way. I just make bouquets more complicated than they need to be. I give my clients too many options, and then I find myself spending more time selling a $100 bouquet than I'm spending selling a $2,000 installation. So I always just abandon. But after talking to Ryan and hearing that he has brought in $12,000 of pretty passive income in his business because he has set up an infrastructure to totally automate the ordering process of bouquets, I'm obviously much more motivated to get these up and running in my business. So we are going to take a quick break and head over to the UGlue hotline. And then we're going to hear all about how Ryan has set up his shop and his automation of his helium bouquets in addition to his grab and go garlands. So hope this motivates you as much as it motivated me. Welcome to the UGlue hotline, where we discuss great advice that sticks. Brought to you by ProTapes. If you have a question or some great advice to share, click the link in the show notes to call in and leave a voicemail.
Aloha, this is Gracie, the owner of Red, White, and Balloons in Honolulu, Hawaii. My tip for the Bright Balloon Network relates to tape measurements. I put a piece of painter's tape on my tape measure so I can write directly on it instead of pausing to grab a notebook. Afterwards, I can either transcribe it to my notes or pull the tape off and stick it directly on my note page. And for the lefties out there, search the internet for left-handed friendly tape measures so that you're not reading numbers backwards, upside down, or with you twisted in an awkward position. Mahalo!
ProTapes is a leading manufacturer of specialty tape products like ProGaff, Pro Artist Tape, and our favorite balloon tape, UGlue, which helps you create amazing balloon arrangements and decorations in less time. You can save 5% on UGlue when you buy directly from Having a Party using code BRIGHT at checkout. All right, welcome to this episode, Ryan. I'm so excited to chat about my favorite thing ever, which is streamlining and automating. So before we jump into talking about how you have automated a huge part of your business, let's start with an introduction. Tell us about your business, where you're located, and kind of the scale of what you have going on.
Yeah, sure. So we're Queen City Balloons. We're located in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, which if you're familiar with Mount Rushmore, it's the opposite side of the state. We've been in business for about 7-8 years now. We started from our home and with $50 in a checking account and grew from there. Sioux Falls is the largest city in South Dakota, so it's ripe for lots of opportunity. And since then, we've had opened a brick and mortar shop, and we have a part-time employee. My wife and I work basically full-time, and then we have seasonal help as well. So we've scaled quite a bit in the last 8 years.
That's very cool. So you have a brick and mortar. Is it a full retail location, or are you using that more as a warehouse that happens to be visible to people?
Yeah, we're a retail location, so people can walk in and order things on the spot. We also do online ordering, invoice larger installations and larger decor items.
Perfect. So you're doing installations as well, but you're having to staff the store for those walk-in orders?
Correct. Yeah.
And what percentage would you say, like, what's the breakdown? How much are you doing in terms of like installations versus the retail side?
Yeah, I'd say it's 50-50 probably.
Okay.
So we get quite a few walk-ins, and then weekends are busy with installations a lot. But during the week, it's nice to have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday sales before the busy installs on the weekend.
Right, exactly. And what do you find that people are mostly ordering for walk-ins? Is it helium bouquets?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And they'll come in and pre-order stuff. It's really helpful for them to see colors. We don't have like a color chart on our website. So
Okay.
we have all our colors in bins like on the wall. And so they can look at all the colors. And a lot of times people will come in and pick out their colors and look at designs in shop. And it's helpful to have that discussion for a lot of people.
Yeah. And how do you feel like, I don't feel like I'm a very good face-to-face salesperson, but I feel like that would come along with experience, like having a retail location. Do you feel like the average sale increases when you're talking to them in person? Like, are you able
Yes.
to upsell? Yeah. Okay. Or do they mostly know
definitely.
exactly what they want, or they come in clueless?
Some people know what they want. Some people are totally clueless. Yeah. My wife is a lot better salesperson than I am. So she's usually in the front and I'm doing, admin and all that stuff, but I do the sales too.
Yeah. Neat. Okay. And then there's kind of like, I would say a third component. So there's like the on-site installs, there's the walk-in orders, but then you approached me to come on to talk about really outsourcing this ordering process, which I am on a quest to streamline as much as possible. And I feel like sometimes, like I'm literally doing it right now. I'm emailing with this woman and I feel like I'm spending as much time coordinating
Yes.
a helium bouquet as I do like a $500 installation. And it
Yes.
drives me insane. So tell me everything. What have you started here? What are you doing? What's working?
Yeah. So we use Square Online, which is a popular retail solution. A lot of restaurants use it. And we launched our online shop in November of last year. And so how we have it set up is we have grab and go garlands at certain footage,
Okay.
however many feet they want. We're probably going to limit that because we've had some car issues of people trying to fit stuff in their cars. But we also have tiers of bouquets. So we have a confetti bouquet, number bouquet, birthday bouquet, and then what we call a fun and unique bouquet.
Okay.
And then each one has like a size to it.
Okay.
And each
Can
size
you?
has
Okay. I am selfishly asking all of these questions because I'm in the process of trying to do this. Can you break down each of those? Because I love that they're simple and the tiers, but like, what's in the confetti bouquet? What's in the number bouquet? Like, just to give us some idea, because this is all new territory for me.
Yeah, sure. So our confetti bouquet, we have like a mini, small, standard, and then it goes all the way up to go big or go home is our label. And so the standard's really our bestseller, and it's got one 17-inch confetti, two 16 to 18-inch size, a larger layer, and then two 11 to 12-inch size on the bottom layer. So it's 5 balloons.
Okay, so it's all latex?
Yeah, all latex. Yep.
Okay.
And so then the confetti ones, that stays all latex, and it increases, like we have round confetti, so 24-inch, 36-inch, and it just adds more larger latex as you go up the scale. And so the number bouquet has one number. We've been using the anagram mid-size numbers and the anagram larger numbers.
Okay.
And then it's got 4 latex with those in the smaller sizes. And then we have a specialty number bouquet, which adds like deco bubbles with stuffed balloons inside, or a larger birthday foil or whatever.
Okay.
And then they can do an upgrade. They can add an additional number on the website, just as a little check the box and for a cost, and then it adds it. And then they just leave us a note at checkout with whatever numbers they want in there. And then the fun and unique bouquet has like just fun and unique stuff in it. And it's cool because for us, we can kind of say, oh, we're overstocked on this thing, so let's just pull this product in, because we have products are subject to availability, little disclaimer. And if they don't tell us what they want, we're just going to give them what we think is cool.
You throw in like a dinosaur and a slice of pizza.
Yeah. Or even like the Qualitex Star Points. They're really cool for bouquets, like just a little filler. We use those all the time. Yeah. So it's just like whatever we have overstocked, we can use, unless they specifically say, I want this.
Yeah.
And we don't try to do, like themed things. We do color schemes. So each bouquet, you can pick your color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a set amount of color schemes, and then you can say, pick your colors, and then they can leave us a note if they want to. But most of the time they grab the set color scheme and we put in the products, and
Hey friends, the next time you need to order supplies for your professional balloon business, head over to Havin' a Party Wholesale. They carry all of the brands that we love and need to run our profitable balloon businesses, and they are family owned and operated, and they know the business inside and out. They've even offered listeners of the podcast a 5% off coupon code when you use the code BRIGHT at checkout. So next time you need to order, head over to havenaparty.com. It sounds complicated to my brain, but I'm thinking like I could implement this, but kind of in a beginner scale, like a small, medium, large, or, you know, like one set. But I do like how it sounds very much up to you. Like you get to choose, you're using what you have, you're doing what looks best. So I'm trying a way to kind of like figure out how to kind of ease into this. Do you deliver all of these? We do. And I'm going to limit which ones get delivered pretty soon, I think, because the smaller ones aren't really worth the delivery time. So we're going to have pickup only. Okay. But our average order value has been $100 per order. So, I mean, it's pretty decent for each order. And we deliver, and then there's built-in delivery charges by mileage within the city. And that's all through Square? Yeah. And if you're in a larger city, Square has its own couriers even that you can use. But I don't think I'd trust that, because I don't think, with vehicles and sizes and all that stuff. But there is the option. That's really cool. They give you for a fee. You can work with their couriers and just send them on their way. Yeah. I haven't tried it yet. But it's there. I don't think it would be in my town. It's really small. But for a big city, I would do that. That would be worth it. Not having to drive in a city. Yeah. Wow, that's really cool. And so just a side note, like I use 17 Hats and they sponsor the podcast and I love them, but they are not for e-commerce. Like they do not do this type of stuff. So they are much more service based. So if you want to implement like a true e-commerce component like you have, it sounds like Square is a really good option. Yeah. Clover's another one. It's funny because I don't know if you've seen those Clover commercials with the old AOL guy, and he says, "You've got sales." Have you ever seen that commercial? No, I didn't. It's really funny. And the first time we put the sales into our register, it prints out a receipt every time you get an order. Yeah? And that pops into my head every single time. It's like, "You've got sales." That's awesome. I love it. Yeah. That's cool. Clover's one. I think there's one other, but Square is kind of the big, popular one that people use. Yeah. So I feel like I am leaving money on the table because I am not really utilizing those small ticket items or trying to even get them, because it's always hard. Sometimes I do these bouquets and I'm just like, this isn't worth it. But I think if you eliminate the process on the front end, that saves the time. For me, it's the emailing back and forth. I'm like, this isn't even worth $100. Like, this is so annoying. So I think I need to just get my language and my process really streamlined and like limit the options so people aren't choosing, silver versus gold because I don't have all that available right now. It's mostly just me. And then I have help occasionally, but I don't have like a daily delivery driver. So I feel like it would be nice because like you're saying $100 an order. About how many of these do you get a week? It depends on the week. It's 4 or 5 or so right now. That's $500 in a week though, from something that I'm not even offering. And I live in a resort town. So I feel like there could be a lot of hotel deliveries available, but I'm just not, equipped to really take those on yet. But grab and go garlands have gone great for me. Yeah. So I think these helium bouquets maybe could as well. It's been something I've been thinking about for like a year, and it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but I just don't want to set myself up for more confusion. So it's really nice hearing how you do it. And then you said you do grab and goes also. Yep, we do. Yep. So they mark their footage and their color scheme, and then most of the time people pick them up. We've delivered some grab and goes, but most of the time those are pickups, which is nice. Is there ever any confusion when you deliver a grab and go, like they show you where they want to hang it and you're like, no, you didn't pay for that. That's not what this is. Only happened one time. Yeah, that happened once and they understood, but it's pretty clear that we don't deliver or we don't install the grab and goes, and we have that language on our site. That's neat. Well, so if someone is trying to start from scratch, like me, what would you recommend? Like where did you start? What went well? What didn't go well? Because I think this sounds so simple, like, just start offering helium bouquets. But if it's not thought out, I think it's just going to kind of get away from us and be like, this is just people want stuff I don't have and I'm out of helium and they want deliveries tomorrow. Like, how do you kind of set up a structure to start from nothing?
Yeah. So the tricky thing is the inventory piece, like making sure you have what's in stock. The nice thing about Square is you can say sold out also on it. You can actually
Oh, that
mark
is
it
cool.
as it's gone. That's, it's tricky because having the infrastructure in place really helped us because, it took us a while to actually turn on the online store because we were just invoicing before and it took a lot of setup to get everything in place. But I think, like you said, keep it simple. We have more options than we probably need to. So have set price points at different various spots. And then, we do just color schemes, like I said. So keep it simple as you can. And if you have the integration, use it. We were using Square anyway. So it was there. So we might as well use it. Like the trick would be if you don't have the integration, it kind of is a hard barrier to entry a little bit if you're not familiar with it. So
I think there could be a clever way to do it with 17 hats. Like you could have one option. Like I do online scheduling with 17 hats, and that's how I sell my grab and go garlands. So you could do the same thing and have one option and just call it like a celebration bouquet and have one option. Yeah. Because then, like you said, that infrastructure's there and it's something I already know how to do. So they can still pick their day and their time and pay. But if someone doesn't, is Square free? Do they make their money off their sales, or what does that look like?
No, it's a subscription cost and they have different levels of, which tiers you use or whatever. The processing fees are really good, but they make their money on the subscription fees. So that's one issue there.
Gotcha. So it sounds like having the technology in place first is a must.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. If you start doing this with like DMs and emails, you're going to drown.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the best things about it is, like you said, it cuts the time out of invoicing. It's just like they pick their thing, it's done. And you don't want to create extra work for yourself. So having that technology there in the first place is good.
Hi, this is Jeff from Balloon Suite by Asset Lab. We help balloon decor businesses bring in more sales and leads with a high-tech toolkit that includes your website, your domain, your advertising, your search engine optimization. Our plans start at $50 a month, and we'll even buy out your Wix or Squarespace or GoDaddy subscription to help you get onto a platform that's made for and optimized for your business in balloon decor. Check us out at balloonsuite.com.
Okay, I just had another question too, and it's about showing these bouquets because I feel like I can never get a good photo of a bouquet. Do you have any tips about that?
Right. So that is an issue. But what we do is every time someone orders one, every time someone orders one, if that's a color scheme we don't have or a size we don't have, we take a picture of it. So like, I'm not going to waste helium, blowing up all these bouquets and on my own. But whenever we get a customer that orders, we'll try to snap a picture and try to put a person next to it so they see the scale and what it looks like. And we're just slowly building up our photography inventory.
Gotcha. That's a really good idea too, putting a person next to it. I feel like you can't tell the scale of bouquets in photos when they're just like against a blank wall. I feel like people don't see the value of what they're getting. So I love putting a person in there. That's a good idea. And just kind of building. I mean, we've all done that, right? Like you started with balloons and you had no photos of anything. Like you didn't have any. So building up over time. I think that's a great tip. I struggle with the number bouquets, like the numbers. I can never get them to like be facing the right way or look nice. I'm just, not sure.
Yeah. Usually my wife's usually the model and she usually has to hold it, like just so when she's in there. So it looks good and looks right. Yeah. There's several photos that I take, 10, 20 and get the right one. Yeah.
And then are these all on Square? Can people see them?
Yep. So our shop, and there's an online shop button. You can see all the photos. Whenever you choose the size and choose the color scheme, it switches. If we have a photo of that particular one, it'll switch to that photo so they can see exactly what it looks like. Okay.
So you have sold me. I want to do this, but I'm still like, is it worth the effort? So overall, do you have a sense of how much you've made or how this has impacted your company?
Yeah, so we started online sales in November of last year. We've made an additional $12,000 from just online orders since November. That was 3,600 of grab and go garlands, and the rest were all bouquet sales. So, and that's, no invoicing.
Yeah, that's significant.
Minimal emailing back and forth. It's just the receipt pops out of the register. We mark the date, we get it done, they pick it up or we deliver, and we're good to go.
Wow, that sounds amazing. And so for people who are still home-based, this would totally work because you would deliver.
Right.
Like you don't have to have that pickup option.
Sure. Yep.
That's super cool. Okay. What else in your shop besides these items and the helium bouquets, or not even in your shop, but your installations, what are your other best sellers besides the bouquets?
Sure. So we do a lot of garlands, it's obviously
Like
the
organic
trend right
installations.
now. Organic is really what we sell. We're veering into more traditional territory. We were kind of an anomaly because most of the balloon businesses start with garlands and then branch out, everybody's got a garland business. We were flipped, like we did helium stuff first.
Okay.
And then we added garlands and more of that. And we're just veering into more traditional territory just because we want to start offering more things.
Yeah.
But we have things like we offer like satin ribbon on our bouquets instead of just curling ribbon, just to class it up. We have a tassel wall in our shop that they can just grab tassels and put them on, or make a tassel banner. We have handmade cards in our shop. So it's just kind of little local touches that we do.
Oh, that's neat. Very cool. And I know there's a lot of people that either started before COVID or kind of during COVID as home-based, and then they're looking to get that first space. Do you recommend retail, or do you feel like you would do just as much business if you had a warehouse?
Yeah, a lot of our business, we do have the walk-ins, but a lot of our business is still online installations, invoicing, all that kind of stuff. So warehouse is probably okay if you don't have a good location, because leasing is expensive. It's not cheap.
And you have to keep your shop like looking nice.
Right. Yeah. And we found a pretty good location that was a decent price. It was an older area, but it's still in a busy part of town and way cheaper than like the high-end strip malls and stuff.
Sure.
So we're doing fine. We've made it, but it can be tricky if you're not ready for it.
Gotcha. So you're not saying like you have to do brick and mortar, like you have to do retail. It sounds like, you could build your business kind of however it works best for you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What was your driving like motivation to move into the brick and mortar?
Too many balloons in the house that just got in the way all the time. Yeah. And visibility. We really wanted a place where people could come and meet and discuss face to face, and just home-based didn't work for that anymore.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, great. Well, I'm really excited. I am going to I'm going to get my act together and do these bouquets. I've kind of been like throwing them out. When people ask for something small, I've been using different words. I just make it up as I go. Like our celebration bouquet is $100, or I'm like our deluxe, birthday bouquet. Like I'm just kind of seeing what sticks right now to find my language. But I think I am going to start with, I'm going to implement with what I have. Like that's what you kind of recommend. Use what you know. Yeah. So I have 17 hats. I feel like I could set up one online scheduling option that cross-checks my availability on my calendar and allows people to book and pay upfront. Because that's the thing. I don't want to be invoicing people for $50 bouquets. I think I'm going to have $100 minimum, honestly, and just have it be like, what do you want, gold or silver as your accent? What colors and what are you celebrating? And just kind of see how it goes. And I might just do this in the summer. Like I live in a, like a touristy town. So maybe it's not even something I do in the winter, but you certainly motivated me. $12,000 is $12,000. That's nothing to, balk at. Very cool. Any last tips before we wrap up? Those of us who are looking to get into the helium game here.
Yeah. Like I said, keep it simple and don't make themed options for every single thing that everybody wants under the sun.
Yeah, I have seen that. I have seen that. They're like baby shower bouquets, birthday bouquets, golden anniversary bouquets, your child's first choir concert bouquets. I'm like, I will never be able to keep all of that straight.
Yeah. So if you just have, minimal options that people can just say, oh, this works for whatever occasion I'm going to do, keep it there, start there and see what happens.
And then for delivery, give us a ballpark. What are you charging for delivery?
Yeah. So it's area of town based, basically. Okay. So it's like $9 to $25 per delivery, basically, depending on where they are in the city.
Okay, perfect. I think I'm just going to make mine a flat fee and charge them like $50.
Yeah,
I'm just going to charge a lot.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thanks for making this sound so simple and approachable. And on the surface, it seems like it should be, but every time I've tried to implement this, I just get overwhelmed and I kind of abandon my plan. So now I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to try to get these on my website by the end of July.
Yeah, there you go. Good goal.
Very cool. Well, it was so nice to meet you, Ryan. Thank you so much for sharing and for coming on. Thanks for listening. As usual, I tried to keep it bright and light. Our presenting sponsor is 17 Hats, the CRM I use to cut the chaos and manage my entire balloon business. From the lead capture form on my website to workflows and email templates, invoicing and grab-and-go garland automated bookings, it's all powered by 17 Hats, the best customer relationship management system for balloon businesses. There's even a 50% off coupon code waiting for you in the show notes wherever you're listening. I'll see you next week in another episode.